This is a wonderful time. We're here to honor and celebrate so many things. We've had a wonderful year. It's nice to see all the folks who are retirees back. I think we're live also, so that's an exciting time. If I could, I'd like to call up Dr. Reese, and we will begin with our awards, which is usually what gets everyone really quiet. Sarah, would you like to come up as well, too? So first on our agenda is that we'll be presenting awards for Administrative Staff Award of Excellence, the Faculty Award of Excellence, and the Support Staff Award of Excellence. As you all know, these are awards that have a lot of meaning. They come from us from New Horizons, and we've kept that tradition as we've transitioned to this new time and era. And I'd like to begin by announcing the Administrative Staff Award of Excellence winner, Justin Hill. Justin, if you don't mind, can you stay up here? Because I know we're going to do some pictures and stuff, and if I don't have you stay up here, Blair, Janet, and Tammy will give me the stink eye, and so just stay up here. Our next award is the Faculty Award of Excellence, and the winner of that this year is Carrie Hopper. Do you know how hard it is to keep a surprise from somebody who's basically by your office all day? I can see her through the window. Our next award is for Support Staff Award of Excellence. And our winner is Darla Howerton. If y'all don't know, Darla has to cut the checks for this. So, Darla, would you just come up just for a second? I'm not going to make you speak, but I won't, I promise. So, Blair set her up a little bit, and we all kind of had to, I'm going to say fib or white lie, but we did promise her IOU since we couldn't have her cut her own check. So.
Well, that was the first thing I said. How did you pull that off?
If we can, let's give them all a round of applause. Next, we're going to give awards for our adjunct faculty, the Phelps Award, and also PJC Award and the Board of Directors Award. We're going to do this just a little bit differently. Normally, we would stand up here and announce, but what I'd like to do is ask someone to come up and just speak and then announce the person who will win. So if we could have Beverly Quimby come up. She'll be speaking towards our Adjunct Faculty Award.
Now you're going to make me cry. Yeah. I did. I've told several lies to you over the last couple of weeks. And things kept changing. She lied too. Emily Isaw started out here as Emily Crenard a few years ago as a student in the visual communications program. And she left us and went and got her BFA, and she went to work several places. And then I heard she had quit American Quilters Society to finish her MFA. And she did that. And I also heard she wanted to teach visual communications. So that fit just perfectly because I could mold her. But I think she surpassed even what I could have done. I think any of you who have been around the last 2 or 3 years have come into contact with Emily and know how wonderful she is and the things she does that she doesn't have to do. She goes to high schools. She goes to Livingston County High School on her own time. Anything like that you need, you can ask Emily. And so when I was asked to talk a little bit about her, it thrilled me to death, and I thought, how am I going to get her here? And I came up with all these ideas. And like I said, everything. I told her I couldn't be at the faculty meeting. Would she please cover for me? And then somebody changed the faculty meeting. So I had to come up with something else. And Peggy finally came along and helped me convince her to be here today. So anyway, that's our Emily, and I hope you all will learn to appreciate her how much we do.
Emily, come on. Stay with me. The next person I'd like to have come up and speak is in regards to the Phelps Award, and if Tara Henderson could please come forward to speak.
I have the honor of presenting the 2018 Phelps Award. This award is given each year to recognize quality, excellence, and competence in teaching. I have this honor because I have been privileged to work closely in the last couple of years with this award recipient. I've been able to see up close this colleague and true professional epitomizes what we as West Kentucky Community and Technical College faculty and staff value and what the award is meant to recognize. We at WKCTC value quality work that contributes to student success. What we do for our students, we're going to do it right and do it well. We value forward thinking. We don't wait to make change to improve. We lead the change to improve student success. And we value professional relationships. We know we can't do great things for our students without each other. The 2018 Phelps Award recipient is all we value. She is all of this. Every task she takes on is done right and done well. She isn't afraid of new ideas and has taken on roles that have placed her at the forefront of changes leading to improved student success. And she is a professional who values everyone she works with. I joke with her about my needing some of her includer strength because it is that strength that guides her to build relationships that make great things happen. Whether it be on the CRC, with FYE 105, or with the QEP, her contributions to the college are numerous and invaluable. Personally, I call this year's recipient friend. Her friendship has made my work on projects more enjoyable, and most importantly, has inspired me to be better at what I do. And I think anyone who has worked closely with her would say the same. So it is my honor and privilege to present the 2018 Phelps Award to our colleague, and my friend, Sancy Teague.
Yeah, yeah. Our next award is the PJC Award, and I'd like to have Carrie Hopper come forward to speak, please.
Well, I've got to go get my speech because I didn't know I was going to be up here.
During that time, I will now sing. Oh, you're so lucky. Okay.
And I'm going to apologize because I kept asking David, do I need to say something? Do I need to say something? And he never would answer me. So now I understand why. This year's award, I'm very pleased to present to Miss Tracy McDaniel. Over the last year, I've had the opportunity to work with Tracy very closely. Her program has opened up my eyes to the hard work and dedication that she has to her students, the faculty, and the success of her program. Tracy's commitment to involve students in community outreach is amazing. Every Wednesday, she accommodates the students to the assisted living facilities where the students do their share of sets, pedicures, and manicures. The students consistently volunteer on campus providing face paint, nail art, Halloween costume contest, whatever the college needs, she makes sure the students are involved. Most recently, the program hosted a CHI Educators Training Session where educators from across the country attended. She recently has started attending the Kentucky State Cosmetology Board meetings to ensure that educators have a voice in the potential law changes. And amazingly enough, while doing all this, she still makes sure 70-plus students are properly recording their time, don't over-process a client's hair, ensure students have the necessary requirements, while still allowing those students to use their creative and artistic spark for that blue and pink hair. Thank you, Tracy.
Next is our Board of Directors Awards, and I would ask Jason Jones to come forward, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for allowing me to be here today. I'm not officially a part of your family, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I know it's the end of the year. You've had a long year, and you're excited about the end of the year coming up. But without all of your work and the energy that you all put into everything that you do and the time that you spend, WKCTC would not be what it is without you all. So I just say from the Board of Directors, thank you very much for that. So I say give yourselves a round of applause for that. Specifically today, I want to talk about, just for a couple of minutes, Miss Barbara Maxey. As you know, Barbara is retiring, and while she is not, I don't think, the appointed secretary on the board, she is the glue that holds it all together. She is just a phenomenal lady, and we are going to miss her dearly. I remember when I first came on the board, Dr. Veazey, hello Dr. Veazey, was still president at that time, and so we had an orientation meeting. There were some other board members there. And so they were just kind of letting us know what goes on as a board member and an orientation about the meetings, and Dr. Veazey had to leave. So the other board members kept talking about the next board meeting, and they said, now Barbara will do this, and Barbara will do that, and we'll get this to Barbara, and she'll take care of this, and Barbara will get that. And I was like, well, somebody needs to help Dr. Vesey. She's got a lot of stuff to do. Somebody give her some help. I had not met Barbara Maxey yet at that point. So when I went to the board meeting, they introduced me to the real Barbara. No offense, Dr. Vesey. But just knowing and working with her, what little I did, she is one of the most organized people. She's one of the hardest workers, but more importantly, she's just a very kind person. And I know that she will be missed. I know Melissa Alcock will be taking her position, and I know she will do a great job as well. But at this time, we would just like to recognize Barbara from the board for your years of service.
Barbara, you got to stay up here. Because I'm afraid of Janet, so yeah. If we could have one more round of applause for all of our award winners. Award winners, you can sit down, but please don't leave, and those who read, please don't leave either. You want one quick one? Oh, wait, one quick one. Now we transition to, I think, a very difficult part of a wonderful celebration. This is where we recognize our retirees. We ask people to come up and speak for our retirees, and it's very hard for those people to come up and speak for the retirees even because of the connection and who these people are and what they mean to our institution. If we can begin with Britt and Shirley. Come on forward. He'll be speaking for Mariah Flynn.
All right. Mariah Flynn began at WKCTC in 1995 as a part-time English instructor teaching composition and developmental reading and writing. Since then, she has served full-time positions as a faculty member, developmental education coordinator, and most notably, Dean of Transition Education. One of the things I admire most about Mariah is that her time at WKCTC largely focused on students in our midst with the greatest needs. She truly exemplifies what it means to teach at an open-door institution. The students that entered her classroom were underprepared for college. However, through Mariah's constant encouragement and support, they were given the chance to be successful and pursue their dreams of a higher education. During her time, she has helped our college reshape how we think of developmental studies. Under her guidance, the Transition Education Division redesigned developmental reading, writing, and math so that students could more quickly complete their developmental requirements. We're going to miss having Mariah around campus, but I have seen the granddaughter around here that is going to keep her happily busy. Mariah, thank you for your service, and we wish you the best of luck in retirement.
Thank you. Thank you. Every day when I drive up that road between Mayfield and Paducah, I think about how grateful I am to be able to come to work at this place. And I hope that you all also will constantly remember how grateful you are, because this is indeed the best place around to work. I will miss you, but I won't miss you. I'm going to go play. Thank you.
Well, that retirement makes sense with that beautiful young lady. Next, I'd ask Janet Blythe to come forward to speak on behalf for Dr. Steve Freeman.
I'm getting very upset by the comments being made about me. I don't understand them. Thank you for having me do this today. It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Stephen Freeman, our Dean of Community, Workforce, and Economic Development. Honestly, when they asked me to speak, I thought they wanted me to roast Dr. Freeman. Heck yeah! I can roast that turkey anytime. Lucky for you, Steve, they said it wasn't a roast. So I said, okay, I'll sing. Oh wait, they stopped me. They wouldn't let me sing. I already had my song all worked out. Friends in Low Places. They wouldn't let me do that either. So I'm going to speak from the heart, Steve, and seriously, it is really an honor for me to recognize Dr. Freeman. I've worked with him for a long time, more than 20 years. He started at West Kentucky Technical College as co-director of the School to Careers program, also overseeing the college's Tech Prep and High Schools That Work programs. From the start, Dr. Freeman was always looking for ways to improve not only the lives of the people in our community, but also the lives of the people throughout the region and the Commonwealth. An excellent communicator, Dr. Freeman used his talents to build strong friendships with many in our college community, lasting relationships with industry, education leaders, and partnerships throughout the region and even at the state level. Before West Kentucky Technical College consolidated with Paducah Community College to form today's West Kentucky Community and Technical College, Dr. Freeman served as assistant director at West Kentucky Tech, and he even was academic dean for a few months. Once the schools consolidated, Dr. Freeman was an instrumental part of our leadership team, as that we had to figure out and decide how the colleges would come together. And when you think about it, it's really amazing the numerous decisions that we had to make in time. Consolidation was like giving birth. And this is from somebody who's never given birth. I'm assuming it's like giving birth, like I see on TV. So, Dr. Freeman was right in there with us, with the rest of us, as we were pushing, screaming, and holding on for dear life. So we could have this beautiful creation today that we know as West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Steve could always be counted on to keep a level head and to offer suggestions and solutions. Many may not know that Dr. Freeman was also the first to lead our college's enrollment management team efforts after we consolidated. What would our college be without enrollment or students? It was really a vital role that he played in the new college. Under his leadership, the college implemented several new practices that led to significant increases in the college's graduation rate, which in turn contributed to West Kentucky being recognized by the Aspen Institute 4 times as one of the top community colleges in the nation. Steve was also instrumental in the development of the Skilled Craft Training Center near Mayfield, helping to secure a $1.5 million in private funding, as well as $5,000 in a community development block grant for the center. Overseeing the day-to-day operations, Dr. Freeman has helped make that center a continued success. Over the years, Dr. Freeman's dedication to building strong relationships with area secondary educators and community partners proved vital in the establishing of the Commonwealth Middle College. Then that is the first of its kind in Kentucky, something that Dr. Freeman could, should, and I hope can really feel proud that he was a part of that. Let's clap for that. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Freeman has years of successful grant writing experience with over 60% successful grant submissions, resulting in more than $20.1 million. That includes the recent Work Ready Skills Initiative, which is bringing equipment to our area high school and area technology centers, a wonderful grant that he had played a part in. So I could kind of go on and on about the accomplishments of Dr. Freeman that he has had and has made to West Kentucky. But there is no doubt that he has had an impact on our college. So for me, I've got a few things that I will definitely remember. You ready? Okay. I remember his can-do attitude. Only Dr. Freeman would get up on a roof of his house, fall off the roof, seriously injure himself, and still be thinking about, how am I going to fix that roof? You know, me, myself, would have said, the heck with that roof. Not Dr. Freeman. He never quits. I will remember his positive spirit. Only Dr. Freeman could get up early, put on an apron, help prepare the Christmas breakfast that we had for our students way back when it was West Kentucky Technical College, and that we did that for several years, and he would do so with a genuine smile on his face every time. I don't know about you guys, Christmas or not, I'm not happy early in the morning, and I'm certainly not happy cooking, but for some reason, he could do that. Go figure. But most of all, I will remember Dr. Freeman for his vision and his commitment to our college. I don't know how many times over the years that I just couldn't see where we were going or how we were going to get something done. But Steve would always tell me why we needed to go in that direction or other. And even times when I didn't agree with him, and he knew I didn't agree with him, he knew that there wasn't a time when I didn't appreciate his dedication and his commitment to this college. So Steve, I really want to wish you the best of retirement. I read somewhere about retirement that it's a time when you get to do what you want to do when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and how you want to do it. I hate to tell you this, but I have a feeling that your 5 children, your 11 grandchildren, and your 3 great-grandchildren may have a little bit to say about what Pawpaw Steve does in the future. I know my friend and your wife, Dr. Teresa Mayo Freeman, will have something to do with it as well. But I'm really hoping that she keeps you off the roof. Will you please come up and let us accept you?
Thank you. You've been very generous and kind in your comments. I thought about a story, I think, that encapsulates anything I could share with you. There was a time when I was assistant director down at Technical College, and the KCTCS system had just come into place, and we were kind of in no man's land between transitions and that. And there was a big push to increase enrollment. So the word came down on this for this summer that we needed to increase our enrollment by 10%, a minimum of 10%. So my mind working like it worked, I went back, I pulled all the data for 3 years of summer enrollment of those who registered and of those who showed up. And lo and behold, 10% of our students didn't show up that had registered. So being the mathematician I am, I raised the caps on all the programs so we could fill in that extra 10% and hit that goal. Guess what happened? Everybody showed up. We had kids in computer labs that didn't have computers. It was a real mess. And I've been asked, so how did you fix that? Well, here's the story. I really didn't. I went to Teresa, who was then an academic dean, and others in the college, and I said, I've made a mistake. I really thought I was doing something good, but this has turned out to be a mess. I need help. We need to fix this. And on the way in, I was thinking, what did Teresa say to me that morning? And I think she said something similar to this. Dr. Freeman, if you'll go back to your corner office and you'll stay out of our way, we will fix this. So the truth is that that's the story of my career at West Kentucky. I've had tremendous supportive people, tremendous team people that have done the things I couldn't do and have always helped us be successful in whatever endeavor we undertook. So that leaves the story, and it also gave me an opportunity to be very fortunate. I don't leave the good Lord out of this, because I look back on my life and I can see him, how he loved me when I was unlovable, how he overcame, that's Alvin Moore back there. I recognize the voice. How he helped me overcome the obstacles that I faced in life. And of course, give me a great blessing of allowing me to be married to my best friend. So we're very, very thankful for all that he's done. Thank you.
Oh, actually, Steve, if you would stay up here after you drop that off. Nothing like setting Steve up, right? We're going to have him now speak for our own Barbara Maxey.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to speak about Barbara. Family's important to Barbara, and so we're going to talk a little bit about her family. Barbara was born in Cairo, Illinois, and she was born to Miss Doris and Mr. Arnold Gill, who are deceased. Barbara has two sisters, Judy and Sharon, and she had one brother, Chip, who's deceased. And she's married to Gary Maxey. I think they met and dated in high school maybe, but I understand that this July they're celebrating 47 years of marriage. Is that right? Barbara has two children, Craig and Marcy, one daughter-in-law, Lauren, and two grandchildren, Eric and Emily, that she adores. I also had a little bird tell me that Barbara and her sisters love to sing. And that maybe they're singing sometimes, Barbara's quite accomplished on the piano, but maybe they're singing sometimes when they should be working, is what the little bird told me. So I'm sure that has significance in the family. I asked Barbara, what is it that she's most proud of? And she said, even though I was in the background, I'm proud of the contribution I've made to student success through my career at West Kentucky. Barbara came to work here in 2001, and she worked in the library. And she came to work with me in August of 2004. And I want you to get the background to this, because the United States government, at about that 2004, had decided to go on to an all-online submissions of grants. Every department of the United States government had gone from a hard copy that you mailed in to filing it online. And every time you went to file online, guess what happened? The platform crashed. And I remember two instances in particular, and I'm going to tell this on Barbara. We were working on one, and every time we'd hit the submit button, it would kick it out. And it got quite late. It was getting dark. I said, Barbara, hang with me, just stay a little, hang in here with me now. And she left with a migraine headache. But we did get that dude in there, and we did get it approved, and we got the money. So we had a little success. And then I remember one time that we had to work through the 4th of July. Worked all weekend trying to hit, with a grant. In the grant life, if it says by midnight tonight, it means midnight tonight. And if it's not in, you're done. So we come in and we work through the 4th of July on the Community-Based Jobs Training Grant. And we worked through that 4th of July, and I think maybe even Gary came up with you that time maybe, or we had Debbie Poppy was here, and we got through that, and we got that grant funded. So Barbara was willing to give the effort that was necessary at the time to get the job done. And so like many other ones that I've worked with that are here in our audience, was a tremendous asset to us and what we were able to get done. So Barbara, thank you very much for your service.
Come on, here, Barbara. 47 years. Could we have a moment of silence for Gary? So, this is my version of our first meeting when I came on board, our very first morning session. Now, Barbara probably said it this way. She came in and said, "Good morning, Mr. President. I trust that you're doing well. You are new on the job, and I'm here fully prepared and engaged to support you in any direction that you're willing to go. Please let me know what you wanted to do." I'm sure that that's the way that she presented it to you. My version kind of went like this. Envision my door being kicked in. All right, we have to do calendar real quick. Wait a minute, I haven't had my sweet tea yet. Wait a minute, unsweet tea. Wait a minute, we need to go check the calendar real quick. Hold on, I'll tell you what, here's what we're gonna do. Do you know what the city of the day is? And I'm thinking, wow, she has a lot of energy and juice. My wife said to me after the first day, she said, so how did it go? How was your new executive assistant? I said, well, I'm going to have the contract with Dunkin' Donuts for barrels of unsweet tea. She's going to have to bring it down. But I will say this, Barb, I guess you're wondering, Barbara and I have had this ongoing, really from day one, joke back and forth, that she served 3 presidents, as you've heard me say before. And this is probably the day for the big reveal. Well, which of those 3 presidents did you love the most? And I didn't realize that Barb was here. I think she was trying to be nice, but I think she summed it this way. She said, Dr. Vesey was just so visionary, so bright. I mean, buildings, vision, growth, expansion. Cressman wasn't here really that long, and you were tall. So that's about as much as I get. You need some new furniture. No, but Barbara, really and truly though, from the bottom of my heart, it's not symbolic. Really and truly, beyond your obvious expertise, technically, there are a couple of things that have continuously stood out to me. One, as you shared with me part of your career and personal journey, the fact that you came back to college in your mid-40s is a very powerful testament, because it is why we do what we do and how unique we are to adapting, meeting individuals at various stages of life, and that balance between family and educational pursuit. Not only did you get the degree, trained by our own Tammy Potter, she made that very clear. I think she said she was one of her best students. I got to double check that. But the fact that you not only got the degree, but you also progressed internally within the institution in various positions. And certainly serving in the president's office is a very challenging task, and you've been able to do that really admirably. The second thing that has always stood out to me really is the family piece. As you know, unfortunately, Barbara and her sisters lost her mom. And really, even through that journey and those conversations and the ways in which they've preserved the legacy of their parents, etc., is a very important thing, because we all don't have that opportunity. And so that attentiveness and the importance of family, both at your mom's level and certainly with the grandkids, which is where we get the biggest smile, is a very, very, very powerful thing. And so you leave an incredible legacy. You've done outstanding work. As you can see from all of your peers, we absolutely, from the bottom of our heart, want to thank you for your selfless service your commitment to excellence at this incredible institution and making me better at what I do on a daily basis, even if I'm the third most loved president you've ever worked with.
Y'all know I'd rather be behind the curtain with the PowerPoint than up here front and center. 20 years ago, I came to this college with a dream: to obtain a college degree, get a job, preferably at this college, and support my husband to be able to quit his job so he could farm full-time in our business. Because of West Kentucky Community and Technical College, for the last 17 years, we've been living our dream. So to the library crew, where I started out, to Steve Freeman, thank you so much for the comments. To Barbara Veazey, did we have some times or what? And now to Anton Reese, who really is doing a great job. My Carson friends, who are there with me through the good and bad. My family, my husband and my sisters. To each and every one of you, you're very special in my life. But now, I have some other dreams, and it's time for us to follow them. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and I'm moving on.
Take that moment. This is your moment. This is your moment. This is your moment, okay?
Our next speaker will be Dr. Karen Halinka, and she'll be speaking for Edna Pierce.
Okay. I'm listening to all of these eloquent speeches, and mine is not, okay? And when they asked me if I would speak for Edna, I said yes, but it's gonna be hard. And so I wrote my little notes on my stationery that says happy thoughts, so I'm gonna get through this. Edna has been with the college since 1991. She started in the library, and after she got them whipped into shape, she was looking for another challenge, and so she came over to be the administrative assistant of Science and Math Division. We moved into new roles at the same time. I became it was called the interim division chair at that time, so we moved into new roles at the same time. I was completely lost. I had no idea what I was doing. I had fabulous program coordinators, thanks to them, and then God gave me Edna, and she was always a step ahead of me. No matter what was coming up, she was always a step ahead. I was clueless, but there she was. For example, and I told Julie this when she became the interim, I said, you know, when I first started, I'd be in my office and she would come in and she'd hand me a pack of papers, you know, this report, and she'd say, I think you may be needing this. And I'd be like, I don't know what this is. And then in the next couple of days, something would come up and I'd be like, oh, I have a report for that. And sure enough, it would be exactly what I needed. And I mean, I don't know how she did it. And it was like that through the entire time that I was the division chair, and Julie has said it's been the same thing with her as she's been the interim dean. Edna is the most organized person I've ever met. She's the hardest working. She is a problem solver. And she's the one who built that team of the Science and Math Division. If there's ever anything that she sees that needs to be done, she does it. If there's a problem that needs to be solved, she'll solve it, even if it means going home over the weekend and working on it at home. She's like a bulldog, and she'll get it solved. More than just being a team builder and a team member, she's also our family. She's absolutely the heart and the soul of that division, and she's the glue that holds us all together. We have welcomed babies. We have mourned the loss of our peers. We have welcomed new hires, and we have done power shopping for the gifts for our retirees. She's our co-worker, she is family, and she is a very dear and beloved friend. And she will be much loved and much missed, and I'm just grateful for her. Thank you. You want to say anything? Okay. That's us. Thank you.
Next up is Kevin O'Neill, or not Kevin O'Neill, it's Kevin Garricky. It says Kevin O'Neill. You're not Kevin O'Neill. Dr. Kevin Garricky speaking for Tammy Potter. You'd probably rather have, right? Yes. Come on up, Kevin.
So I hope this comes out all right, because this comes from the heart, and Tammy will know that. Tammy Potter was first hired in 1997, back in the day when office systems and computer technology was all the rage. She brought to her work at the college her experience from her high school teaching days and her ability to coach cheerleaders. Now, some of you have been around long enough to remember Andrew Halford. He's quite a character as an English instructor. Andrew very quickly and very lovingly referred to Tammy as Barbie. And then he started calling me Ken in 1999. And Andrew loved to joke about Barbie and Ken, but this was not meant in a derogatory manner. This term applied to Tammy because it exemplified her desire for her and for those around her to achieve excellence. If a form needed to be filled out a certain way, Tammy would tell you to fill it out correctly the first time. If there's a deadline, there's a deadline. But if a student needed assistance, she would go above and beyond to help that student. And she's helped many of you when you were her student. I've heard that she could even get a former president to kiss a pig in front of the student body as a fundraiser for PTK. And the shoes. Now, I don't understand this, but the shoes, I understand, she had shoes for every occasion except graduation. But Rosenthal Hall reverberated with the sound of those shoes, decidedly set on a mission to accomplish some task or to help somebody out, and all with the mindset of excellence. And we knew when Tammy was coming. But the halls will be a little quieter now, and Tammy will be greatly missed. Excuse me. Her example of excellence has inspired many of us and will continue to impact this institution for many years to come. So Barbie, your life is set on a new course. Your retirement is not an ending, but a changing of ministry. But I have to admit that Ken is going to greatly miss your presence at this college, for who's going to tell me when my tie matches my shirt? So thank you, Tammy, for your friendship, your prayers, the laughter and tears, and for your tireless effort to pursue excellence as you impact so many lives in a wonderful manner. Thank you, Tammy.
So Tammy couldn't be here today. She's left Ken for David, not this David. But she would like me to read this, and I'm going to read this, and I will try to do my best like Kevin did to get through this. She sent this to me, and I read it once, and it was really very hard. So I'm going to read it verbatim, and I'm going to try to get through this. You're a lucky person if you get to do what you love and earn a salary. I'm a very lucky person. I love to teach. Yes, I'm lucky to have had the opportunity of privilege to give people a new skill. Education is a privilege. I'm thankful to have had 28 years of educating students in the state of Kentucky. Thank you to PCC and WKCTC for affording me that opportunity. I would like to thank a few individuals. First, congratulations to my fellow retirees this year, Barbara, Edna, Steve, Mariah, and Mike. I wish for all of you less stress and time to do whatever your heart desires. BCRT, thank you for allowing me to be your dean for the past 10 years. I'm lucky to have taught with this amazing group of faculty that I call family. Thank you also for always listening to my victorious stories. You're a very special, hardworking group of people, and I'll miss each of you. Dr. Lynn O'Hara, Dr. Barbara Veazey, and Dr. Anton Reese, thank you for your leadership and the confidence that each of you placed in me. Leadership is not always glamorous, and I appreciate your dedication to this college. Dr. Tina Payne, I remember the day I was sitting at your kitchen table, and you encouraged me to apply for a teaching position at the college. That encouragement changed my life. Thank you for believing in me. Sherry Anderson, you will always be the original typing queen. I can never wear that crown as well as you did. I can't tell you how many times I've been faced with a difficult situation professionally and have asked myself, what would Sherry do about this? You were a true mentor, friend, and guiding light for me. I love you, Sherry, and I'm so happy you're enjoying your post-college life. Barbara Sweat, you're one of the most selfless individuals that I know. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me in the division over the past 2 years. You've been an amazing friend to me, and your support of BCRT has gone above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you for always listening and making me smile when I needed it most. Last but not least, Dr. Kevin Garricky, you are a true gift to me. I can't imagine my career without your prayer, friendship, and listening ear. You're one of the best people I have ever known, and I'm a better person because of you. Thank you for always leading by example and providing a standard of education to which we all aspire. A student came into my office April 2017 and then asked if I was Dr. Garricky's boss. I said yes, bracing myself for what was coming next, because happy students rarely come to the dean's office. The student then told me that Dr. Kevin Gary had been a light in his darkness over the past 2 years. I smiled and told the student that he had done the same for me. Kevin, don't ever lose your light, my friend. And to all the current and past staff and faculty at PCC, WKCTC, thank you for allowing me to be a part of you. Yes, I have been very lucky. One more round of applause for Tammy. Ferris, if you could come up, please, speaking for Mike.
It is my distinct privilege to represent Tammy Potter and John Voss and our other colleagues, Mike, to share a few things. So I'm going to yield my time to read what Tammy wrote and what John wrote. As you know, Tammy is overseas and John is at Versailles. Here's what Tammy wrote. So Mike started his teaching career at Murray State University in 1978. He taught in the math department at MSU for 8 years. Mike joined the math department at Paducah Community College in August of 1989. He then joined our Geek Squad in the BCRT division in 1999. Mike Stewart has been a joy to work with. He is the ultimate professional and has spent numerous hours preparing for certification exams in order to teach our students the most current curricula in the CIT field. I wish Mike many UK Wildcat victories, many trips to the blues and jazz festivals, time with his bees. He is a beekeeper. Time to cook. He's a very good chef, just as Patrick. And most importantly, many hours of fun as Pappy to Olivia, Alexandria, and Austin. And Mike, you will be missed. Here's the comments of our dear colleague, John Voss. John says, I first met Mike in August of 1989. He was the dedicated driver heading to a new faculty orientation in Lexington, Kentucky for then PCC and UK Community College system. My first impression is, where did this gringo with an overpowering mustache with an afro hair do come from? So Janet, if you have that picture, I'm willing to pay $100 for that. You know, I can't imagine that, hair, people who are bald from here are thinkers, people who are bald from here are lovers, and people who are bald from here and here, they think they're lovers. So Melanie, I don't know where he fits now. So John continues to say that we became fast friends. And Mr. President, there's something about these van trips.
Yes.
They kind of bond and do synergy for us. So maybe that's something about professional development, be in a van trip somewhere for 3-4 hours.
Send you to South Dakota based on that last comment.
All right. So John says we became fast friends, and I even figured out quickly that Mike could do math, and eventually I had to endure the pain of participating in one of his calculus classes. Somewhere around 1998 and 2000, that was so long ago, I can't even remember, he got bored teaching math and general education. He decided he needed another challenge, so he started taking some of my Microsoft certification classes, and I had the opportunity to return the painful favor. He then moved over to the CIT program that we have taught together for nearly 20 years. We both endured many hours of insane week-long boot camps in St. Paul, Minnesota, and Chicago. Spending that much time together, you get to know someone pretty well. Mike and I had a lot in common. We both had 2 daughters and had similar experiences as they went through teenage years. Since my girls were a few years older, hence his ability to retire before me, I learned a lot from him. I found Mike to be a true friend, a colleague, and a confidant. We have a lot in common other than our taste in music. I am more into country, John states, and Mike is more into as a blues fanatic, he called you. I certainly wish Mike and Melanie a wonderful retirement. We will all miss you immensely. There will be a void of knowledge and experience that is hard to replace. Thank you for your dedication and devotion to the college, community, and to our CIT program for so many years. And as you know, I somewhat always wanted to be like Mike. And I am a bit envious of you being able to retire before me. I really thought that since we started at the same time, we would retire together. Unfortunately for me, I will just conclude with a best of luck, my friend, and I will see you later. John Voss.
Thank you. I first want to thank God for the many opportunities that have been given to me throughout my life. The number one I must say is getting through this is kind of hard. It gets worse when you get older. I'm just warning you. But giving me 42 years with my best friend and soulmate, who's here today. and also giving me 29 years here. This is, I agree with Mariah, this is really a great place to work. As I was reminded many times by Melanie, you've got the best job in the world, she'd say. Why would you want to leave that? Well, it's not a matter of wanting to, it's a matter of sometimes it's time, and poor John's just 2 or 3 years younger than I am, or he might be able to go at the same time, but he's got a couple of more years to go. But I do want to thank everyone in the math department that I first came in here, Kathy and Jackie, I see her here, and I'm not sure if any others are, for bringing me along when I first came. And, I remember Jacqueline Moss saying, the way you do this is you get a folder for every year, and anything you get, put in that folder, because you've got promotions, and you got to remember what all that is. So I've got a list of folders this wide I got to do something with now. There's 29 of them. No, that would be, 29 of them, just one per year. So that was great advice, and all the many good advices and friendships I've had with everyone, for John Voss for letting me sit in on his classes to return the favor one summer, to go through the Microsoft classes. He was a little reticent at first, and he finally said, oh, come on, sit in. So I sat in, and within that summer got certified. And for Dr. O'Hara, I sat him down one day, or sat him down. No, he was walking by my office, sat Dr. O'Hara down. I politely requested that he come into my office, and I said, I think I would like to switch from math to computers, expecting, I don't know how we do this. How do we do this? I don't know if that's ever been done. He said, when do you want to do it? I said, well, just whenever it's convenient. So that began around 99, 2000. So it's hard to believe I've been in the computer department longer than math, because I kind of still see myself as and some people that have been here a long time still ask me, how's it in the math department? I don't know, I hadn't been there in 17 years, but I'll find out for you and let you know. But of everyone that's been great to me here, I appreciate it, and everyone for coming and being here today. I see many that have retired before and are coming back, and I now know the reason why you come back. And I'm going to enjoy all the grandkids, and we look forward to going to see them sometime during the week, like Monday through Friday. Thank you.
Dr. Anton Reese will now bring closing remarks.
I've read somewhere a saying that went like this: special thoughts, special faces, special places, and that in the journey in life, as we move on, our life's work, the memories may last forever. Deeply thankful to all of the retirees for the unbelievable service that you've given to this college. I'm equally thankful for past retirees who've come forth to support their colleagues in this endeavor. If you could endure me for a moment, could I have all the past retirees to come up to the front? Blair, get your camera ready, baby. We need to archive this, right? Memory. See, Janet and Barbara Maxey's get me very conscious of capturing moments. I want to capture this moment of all of our past retirees first. If you can, just work your way up. Notice they're moving a little slower. Let's just group around, yes.
Before they sit down, give them all a round of applause.
And if I can get the current retirees to come up one more time, all the current retirees that we just recognized, come on up. Let's get another group forward, all of you. With that, thanks again to everyone, and certainly as we wind the semester down, we're looking forward to honors, graduation, and all things prepared. All right, so thank you all very much, and please spend some time with our retirees. Thank you all so much.